Well, hey, everybody, thanks very much for joining us. We are live in the studio with the one and only man of the hour, Rick Wick, the GM over at Classic Chrysler Jeep Dodge Mazda. On a regular basis, we get to sit down with these guys. You've probably seen Classic all over everything that Denton Radio puts out. They're great friends and supporters and sponsors, and on a regular basis, we get to sit down and talk about all the cool things that Classic is doing, not just with Denton Radio, but with a bunch of organizations all across the community. We said it a million times on these interviews that when you're supporting Classic, you really are giving back to a lot of organizations in Denton, and today is a wonderful example of that. One of my favorites that we get to talk about, an event you guys do that's near and dear, that is really impressive and cool and so Denton, and it's the Christmas drive you guys do every year. So let's jump into it.
Well, you know, this it all got started back with Richard Allen, the owner, when he was at Classic Chevrolet, and with the Christmas tree, and he ran across a gentleman that we'll talk about Christmas. He said, "Well, what would you like to have for Christmas?" And he said, "Well, I'd just like to have a Christmas decorated Christmas tree because I've never had one." So Richard took the Christmas tree out of the body shop, put it in his truck, and it was all loaded, you know, decorations, bulbs, and I put it in his truck and delivered it to the gentleman. Well, the body shop was in the body shop, and the body shop manager found out about it, so he went touch base with Mr. Durant, who's a partner with Richard. And so Tom called Richard up at his office and asked Richard, he said, "Did you take a Christmas tree with that?" He says, "Yes, sir, I did." He says, "What'd you do with it?" "I gave it to somebody that needed it more than we did." Tom said, "That's all we need." So he's passed that philosophy all from when he bought our store and when I came aboard and all of our employees, and we do the same thing. So this will be our 16th Christmas drive for the community.
Wow.
But we reach out to our manufacturers, our vendors, our customers, our employees, and ask them to participate, either cash donation, adopt some families, any which way, and the employees jump into and go buy the gifts and for all the needy. And you know, we'll let Lessa in here in a little bit, and she'll explain how broad and what we're doing, what we reach out to communities. I think it was, she'll be able to know how many we did last year. I think it was something like 500-600 children.
Wow.
But we do Denton ISD. There's a lot of homeless that go to Denton ISD, can't afford them. And it's very tough this year because we've been affected just like everybody else has been affected with the COVID virus. So there's a lot of people that are really in need.
Sure.
Cumberland's Presbyterian Children's Home, Giving Hope, Friends and the Family, Mike Barnhart and Lake Dallas with this church, Cross Timbers Community Church, which we just did a donation this morning to a young lady that we gave her a 2010 Mazda 3.
Wow.
Cross Timbers Church with Toby every single year has to fix my ride and get the needy people, and they do major maintenance on the vehicles. And it was at one of the local repair shops, and they said, "We don't want to put you back in the vehicle." So Tanya said, "Okay, here's what we're going to do." So she was single mom, 3-year-old premature baby, and has a 3-year-old daughter that has autism, very early stages of autism. And the car she was driving, she couldn't, it wouldn't even, so she was having friends, being Uber and all that. But, you know, at Facebook friends, I put it on Facebook. We put it on Facebook today, but you'll see me kind of, with it. But, you know, it's our culture. You know, obviously, we sell automobiles, we service automobiles, and we're here in the community, and we give back to the community because that's our culture.
Right.
Classic and Denton culture, to give back to what we need, because that's what it's all about. We keep it all in the community, so we know where it goes in that. So, you know, it's really change maker when COVID hit, especially with the families. But like I said, when Lessa comes in, she's our customer relations manager. She kind of help coordinate, and she gets in the meat and potatoes of it. But it's a good time. Yeah,
it's very impressive. I couldn't applaud Classic more. We say this a lot throughout the year, that every time you're supporting Classic of Denton, purchasing a car from you guys, working with you guys, being a part of what you do, you really are giving back to Denton so much, because there's so many different organizations and causes that you guys are regularly and powerfully lifting up and supporting. But I think the Christmas drive is such a perfect example of that, and it is a statement for what you guys are doing for the rest of the year, right? I mean, it really defines what Classic of Denton is and what you guys are doing. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of families affected because of Classic. I mean, it's really cool.
Well, and it's kind of funny. We've been doing it so long. People start reaching out and say, "Hey, y'all going to do the Christmas drive? How can I help? How can I participate? And what can I do to help?" Well, I'll be sending you the emails with all that. What are you doing? What can I do to help? Because it gets in a typical rhythm of where they see me and says, "Hey, it's a time I know. I'll be over to see you and help out." But we're getting started on a little bit earlier this year, trying to maximize everything we can to give back the ones that are needing. Well, not change subject, but you're a brand new dad and Emily mom, so share how Hazel is, I guess.
Hazel, she's 3 weeks old now, and that is a bit of a topic change. But but when you say, I have a whole new respect now when you say, "Hey, we donated a car to a single mother."
Right.
Man, I could not imagine doing this alone. That has got to be the toughest job in the world, and it chokes me up on a whole nother level to hear car donated to a single mom, because I have a whole new respect for it.
Right.
3 weeks with the new baby. She's way too cute to be related to me, so I'm super excited about that.
Emily, she's from Emily's
side. Definitely looks like
got
Emily.
Emily's genes.
Whew, we got lucky on that one. That's been an amazing process, and super excited about all of that, and part of why we're here 2 times this month, because we were supposed to be here a couple of weeks ago, and I was at the hospital, and we didn't get connected properly. That was on me. So, anyways,
but you're doing very well. You don't have too bad of bags underneath your eyes.
Yeah, there's a very special cream. I'm not kidding.
Cindy Crawford cream.
Yeah, exactly. I was bragging because we had 20 minutes of uninterrupted sleep last night. It was great. So you mentioned that the one and only Lessa is here.
Yep.
She is customer relations.
She's our customer relations manager.
Yes.
Is what she is, and kind of my right hand for helping coordinate all this stuff.
And so she really knows all the nuts and bolts of everybody that's affected and what it takes to pull this off and who all is involved. And we have her here today.
We sure do.
And to be COVID safe, we're only doing a couple of people in the studio at a time. So we're going to swap out here in a little bit and bring Lessa in. Before we do so, is there anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up?
No. Obviously, I wouldn't behoove me right if I wasn't in sales and talk about sales, but it's a crazy time right now. Chrysler FCA announced employee pricing on select 2020 and 2021 vehicles plus rebates.
Wow!
And when Chrysler announced it, FCA, I went, "You got to be kidding me! You can literally buy a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram vehicle selected 2000, 2021, but it's Grand Cherokees, Ram trucks, light duties, for what the factory pays for the vehicle as an employee, minus rebates. It's really crazy. A consumer right now can buy a new vehicle cheaper than I can get it from the factory.
Really?
For the programs, and used car prices are still strong right now. So, it's crazy. And I've got over 1,000 Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram vehicles available. And then in my Mazda side, we're continuing the zero APR for 60 months, zero down, zero payments for 90 days. You can buy a vehicle now and not have payments due till February.
Wow.
And it's with the way used car prices are, I mean, it's not great time to take. It is a great time to phrase that, to take advantage. It's a great time not to take advantage.
Right.
But you're upside down. You're in your current vehicle and you're paying 2, 3, 4%. Trade it in and get a new Mazda and you get 0%.
Hey man,
I mean it's crazy the way the manufacturers are doing to try to promote. And I've got over 400 new Mazdas available, award-winning Mazdas, and all my 2020s all have that 000 program.
Wow.
So, buy more cars. It helps me put more in the kitty to help the local communities.
Exactly.
So,
we've said it a million times whenever we do these interviews. Supporting Classic, you are supporting so much of Denton. It's super, super, super important. And as somebody that bought a Mazda from you, highly recommend. So
Mazda, and then Emily bought the Cherokee.
She bought that Jeep. Yeah. So we're set. We're big believers in Classic.
Right.
So, all right. Well, let's get Lessa in here. Thank you very much for being here, Rick. Guys, don't go anywhere because we're about to bring the brains of the operation into the studio. I'm just kidding. Rick, thank you very much for being here.
Well, appreciate it, buddy.
Well, hey everybody, we are back with Lessa. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. Well, we were talking with Rick about how you're the brains of the organization. So we've kind of talked about the Christmas drive and how this is a big part of the DNA of Classic, and we've talked kind of the 30,000-foot flyover, but we wanted to talk with you about the details of who all is benefited. What are the ins and outs and the nuts and the bolts, and then in the future, if people wanted to get involved as well, where they can go and what they can do.
Definitely. We reach out to everybody in the Denton community. We try to do, if not the same amount of kids, more every single year. That's Rick's thing. He always says we're never going backwards. It's always, even if it's one more kid for each organization, we're always moving forward. That's awesome. We have everywhere from Denton ISD, Cumberland Children's Home, Giving Hope, Serve Denton. We usually do Lake Cities, Monsignor King. Wow. Was it Daily Bread, Friends of the Family? So, I mean, we reach out to them or they reach out to us. They get us wish lists for the kids. And families that are just really in need every year for Christmas, whether it's clothes, toys, just anything we can to help support everybody in the Denton community.
So cool. So cool. So, I mean, it's hundreds of families that are impacted
by
this,
yeah,
right?
we usually do a minimum of 350 children every year. Wow. And it's usually more than that, but sometimes it's not even just children. Some organizations just give us a list. Like today, I got a list of probably 100 items that this organization is actually, they're changing it up this year. Instead of each family bringing in a wish list, I really like how they're doing it. They give you, every organization, a list of things that they need, and they're going to lay everything out for the families. The families are going to come in on a Sunday and do their own little shopping for what they want to get for their kids.
That's so cool.
So I really like the way that they're doing that this year. So we adopt children's. We provide, whether it's kitchenware, beauty stuff, any kind of things, from sports equipment to Avenger dolls.
Yeah. Love that. Man, I love Avenger dolls. That'd be cool as heck.
They're pretty popular.
So, if somebody wanted to get involved with what you guys are doing, because you are making such an impact, how would somebody go about that? Or what are the opportunities, or are there?
So we actually have quite a few things. We're always accepting cash donations, check, gift cards. Our most popular things to shop for are Walmart and Target. And some people ask, well, if I write you a check, where does that go to? Right. So what happens is anything that we're not able to adopt out, and by that I mean a vendor comes and grabs a wish list, or we have employees that like to shop for these wish lists. Rick and I use that money to go do the shopping ourselves. Cool. Rick's popular at Target with the managers. The second he walks in, they know exactly what he's here for.
Love it.
And we use that money to purchase the things from those stores that either wish lists that weren't adopted out, or sometimes we have companies that will call us, organizations that will call us 2 days before and like, hey, we have 2 kids that just got dropped off. Can you shop for them? Yeah, we can.
That's cool.
So we accept cash, check, gift cards. We always accept unwrapped new items. Big things that are popular are Barbie dolls, action hero dogs, dolls, footballs, soccer balls, drawing supplies have been a big hit these days.
Wow.
Everybody loves those art kits.
Yeah.
Or they can contact us at the dealership, and we've got families ready for adoption.
That's so cool.
My giant list right here.
I love it.
I have over 150 kids right now still waiting for
Wow.
adoption.
So, because we're in the early part of November, so we always get the question, is it too late for me to get involved, or do I need to wait till next year?
Oh no, we're taking everything through December 1st. We're trying to wrap up cash
awesome.
donations by December 1st, and we start delivering things around the 7th, I believe.
Oh,
it
wow.
is.
So we still have plenty of time. If
Oh,
people
yes.
wanted to get involved and they're watching this or listening to it and wanted to help out, they contact you, they contact Classic. What's the best way for them to?
They can call the main line, 940-498-9800, and they can ask for Rick Wick or myself, Lessa Popham. They can always just stop by the dealership. We have lists ready. We have our Christmas boxes set out as of today, so if they want to come by and it's as easy as just dropping something new in one of our boxes, it'll get put into the Christmas donation.
Very cool. Are there any stipulations with COVID that people need to be aware of? I know you guys have go through with the misting and things that you guys go through so much to keep the facility safe for people to feel comfortable coming by and do donations and drop-offs. But is there anything specific that people need to be aware of this year as far as how they handle things or are involved in that regard?
Well, as far as I can say, as far as coming to the dealership, we are requiring people wear masks inside the
Okay.
dealership. So if they want to come in, we do ask that they wear a mask in. If not, we can provide one. We are maintaining cleanliness of all of our dealerships.
Yeah.
As far as drop-offs go, it should be around about the same as long as it's
Good.
unwrapped. I mean, if we need to, we can spray some Lysol in these boxes, but
Wonderful.
that's what we are asking for, new toys at least. And I love when people try to drop off used toys, and it's a great thing, but unfortunately, a lot of these organizations, they really do want the new toys.
Yeah. And they want them unwrapped, right?
Yes, unwrapped, because what we do as well is Rick will go and he'll got 100 rolls of wrapping paper and tape, and we give them to each of the organizations because the parents like to wrap the presents themselves.
Which is such a cool part of it, that the parent really gets to be a part of the process
Yes.
and gets to feel included and a part of that gift.
It
I just
is.
think that's the coolest thing ever.
It's really great.
I've run into a lot of people who say, "Oh no, I have to wrap it because I won't be a good gift giver if I don't wrap it." And it's
Yes.
like, no, this is intended to be
Yes,
unwrapped.
if you feel the need to wrap something, provide your favorite roll of wrapping paper. We're always taking wrapping paper and tape as well, and we can get that figured out too. So I mean, I'm sure these organizations could also use things like that: tape,
cool.
wrapping paper, gift bags. Those are also
Awesome.
necessities.
Very cool. Well, before we wrap up, is there anything else that we want to make sure everybody gets to know about this?
Just we're trying to wrap everything up by December 1st if possible. So just bring whatever you can when you can, and we will definitely find a good home for it. There's a lot of kids out there and parents who could use some help this year, especially with everything going on with COVID. It's a tough time, so I think now it's more important than ever to support the Denton community.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said it better. It is a tough time out there for a lot of folks, and I could not applaud Classic more for the work that you guys are doing for the community. Always you guys are doing work for the community, but especially around this Christmas drive, you're doing so much for so many people.
we definitely
It's
try.
such a cool thing, and makes us excited to be partnering with you guys on so much stuff, because it's just such a great organization.
We appreciate it. We love the opportunity to get in here with you and your staff and just kind of let everybody know what's going on, how they can help.
Absolutely. Well, guys, check it out, Classic of Denton, classicofdenton.com, or just pop in, go see these guys. They're cool. Thanks for tuning in with us here at dentonradio.com, everybody. Stay tuned. We're going to be bringing you all sorts of updates on what's going on over at Classic, as well as, well, all that awesome Denton music, like always. Thanks again, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. Now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton. Hey everybody, if you haven't checked it out yet, DentonRadio.com has soft launched a new website and brand. We'd love for you to go and check out the new look, but we also want to walk you through the new website and all the features you can see. So the main thing that we're most excited about is we have this video feed right at the top of the page that's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week video feed of different Denton performances. Now these are past recordings that we've done here at Denton Radio. We also have some awesome recordings coming at us from Tiny Couch Productions. Thank you, Tiny Couch. If you haven't checked out Tiny Couch, you've got to go see those guys. So 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week feed, and what we're dedicated to
as an organization is going forward, we're going to be trying to be inside different Denton venues as much as possible. So we're going to be going to Dan's and Rubber Gloves and Andy's and LSA and recording the shows while they're happening and putting them right here. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're going to have a true window into the Denton music scene. So it's going to be really, really cool. Now just beneath that, we have the This Week in Denton section. And what you can do is scroll through and see all the shows that are happening in Denton that week. And then you can listen to the different songs from the different artists that are playing those shows. And then when you click the green button underneath it, it's going to take you right to discoverdenton.com's calendar page for that show. So you're going to get all the info on where, what, who, how, all that good stuff. And we'll be changing this out every single week. So you're going to have a full section of all the shows that are happening and everybody that's playing where you can go listen to them and check it out. We also still have our podcasts on this page. Everything that we were doing before is still here, but all these new fun features are coming at you. More features as well to come as we get further and further into this soft launch. And whenever we can start booking shows again and everybody's kind of back to normal, we're gonna have a really awesome big launch party and we'll get the final product out there. And we're super, super excited about it. So thank you guys so much for checking it out. Go see it all at dentonradio.com.